Alert! The 2 vitamins that are destroying your legs after 60. Have you ever felt your legs become weaker, heavier, or sore after the age of 60? Have you ever noticed that standing for too long, walking or climbing stairs is starting to get difficult? What if I told you that what's causing this might be something you would never imagine? What I'm going to show you in this video might shed light on exactly why this is happening. A few dangerous meals, 2 vitamins surprisingly considered necessary for health, are draining the strength of your legs. That's right, vitamins that everyone claims are beneficial for. You may be weakening your muscles and putting a strain on your joints. The scariest thing is that these dangers are in your daily life. Every sip and every bite may be fueling the weakness you feel. And it keeps getting worse. These 2 vitamins that you may be taking right now will really blow your mind. When you're actually accelerating muscle loss, you probably buy them at the drugstore with the best intentions. This video will reveal the truth behind these pills and foods. You'll know what's really causing the tiredness, swelling, stiffness, and pain that keeps coming back. Most importantly, you'll figure out what to avoid and what to change from now on to regain your strength. Do you want to maintain the strength of your legs for years and age healthily? Let's get started. 15. Treacherous Candy, the sugar bomb that destroys your muscle strength. Sweets and desserts are traditionally linked to comfort and pleasure. After the age of 60, however, this habit can become a silent enemy for the health of your legs. Excessive consumption of refined sugar triggers inflammatory reactions in the body, particularly in the muscles and joints. Chronic inflammation makes the legs more sensitive, uncomfortable, and prone to deterioration. In addition, sugar is directly related to increased insulin resistance, which depletes muscle energy. Muscles weaken and become less efficient when they lack enough energy. Too much sugar also contributes to weight gain, which puts more strain on your legs. Each additional pound demands more work from the muscles and joints of your lower body. The more inflammation there is, the harder it will be to keep your legs useful and steady. Did you know that sugar directly influences blood flow? Consumed in excess, it increases the likelihood of vascular disorders by restricting blood flow to the lower limbs. Poor circulation means that the leg muscles receive less oxygen and nutrients. This hinders tissue renewal and slows muscle recovery. The pleasure of a dessert can be very expensive for your health. Is your next snack also putting your mobility at risk? 14. Fried food, the silent poison that paralyzes your legs. Fried foods are hard to resist, but the damage they do to the body after 60 cannot be ignored. Rich in trans and saturated fats, these foods increase inflammatory markers in the body. This inflammation directly affects the muscles and joints, stiffening the legs and increasing their discomfort. Fat from fried foods also hinders blood flow, complicating muscle oxygenation. Poor circulation deprives the body of the ability to heal and strengthen. Fried foods also cause blockage of blood vessels, which is another problem. This further restricts the passage of vital nutrients to the leg muscles. Consumed frequently, these products actually put a strain on the skeletal and circulatory systems. Have you ever noticed that after a fried dinner, your legs felt more sore and heavier? Your body is responding to excess harmful fats. Prolonged digestion of these foods consumes a lot of energy. Thus, less energy is left for the muscles. Avoiding fried foods is one of several simple actions that can help you maintain your mobility and independence. But what if even your morning coffee is stealing your strength? 13. White bread, the villain disguised as innocent on your table. Although its impact on the body after the age of 60 is far from benign, white bread is a typical breakfast item. Made from refined flour, it undergoes a procedure that removes most of the essential fiber and nutrients. This makes it a rapidly absorbed carbohydrate that raises blood glucose levels. These peaks directly affect muscle health, particularly in the legs, generating tiredness and weakness. Regular consumption causes metabolic imbalance. White bread, low in fiber and high in glycemic index, also increases insulin resistance. This impairs the entry of glucose into muscle cells, influencing the energy needed for daily activities. The effects of white bread extend beyond glucose. Being a diet low in protein and minerals, it does not offer any genuine support for muscle recovery. To prevent sarcopenia, The progressive loss of muscle. The elderly need more protein. Neglecting alternative sources of protein and consuming white bread every day is a mistake that exhausts the body. In addition to not eating properly, white bread stimulates weight gain, especially when combined with cheese or butter. Fortunately, there are many more nutritional and better substitutes. Wholemeal breads or breads made with grains such as oats, flaxseed, and rye provide beneficial fiber and nutrients. Have you ever considered how your beverage choices might affect your mobility? 12. Alcoholic beverages. The liquid trap that steals your stability. With age, consuming alcoholic beverages is even more dangerous for the muscle and joint health of the legs. After the age of 60, the body becomes less efficient at metabolizing alcohol, increasing its harmful consequences. Among the key results is the challenge in absorbing vital minerals, including calcium, magnesium, and vitamin D. Without these components, muscles weaken and bones become brittle, increasing the likelihood of fractures. Alcohol also directly hinders muscle repair. This means that after any physical exertion, the body needs more time to restore tissues. The drink also causes dehydration, which impairs muscle flexibility and promotes unpleasant leg cramps. The relationship between drinking and weight gain is also quite significant. Alcoholic beverages are high in calories and encourage the formation of abdominal fat, even in moderate amounts. This extra weight puts more strain on the legs and puts more strain on the joints, impairing the ability to move. Have you ever noticed that your body wakes up more tired and sore after a night of drinking? Regular use increases the body's inflammatory levels, which aggravates discomfort and decreases the desire for physical activity. What if I tell you that foods you consider healthy may be harming your legs? 11. Processed meats. The danger hidden in every slice of ham. Many people's routines include processed meats for their convenience, but they hide serious health risks to the legs. Rich in sodium and chemical preservatives, foods such as bacon, ham, and sausages promote chronic inflammation throughout the body. This type of inflammation affects the joints and causes ongoing discomfort in the muscles of the legs, ankles, and knees. These foods may be directly related to the stiffness people experience upon waking up. Processed meats have another drawback: their high saturated fat content. This fat decreases muscle blood flow, increases negative cholesterol levels, and compromises circulation. Poor irrigation deprives the leg muscles of nutrition and oxygen, impairing their maintenance and regeneration. These organs are vital in filtering chemicals that, when accumulated, lead to muscle fatigue. Preservatives in processed meats have also been shown to affect glucose metabolism by decreasing available muscle energy. Choosing healthy proteins, such as eggs, chicken, fish, and lean cuts of beef, is a key first step. Replace bacon with avocado or olive oil, hard-boiled eggs with sausage, and shredded chicken breast with ham. Between taste and freedom, between pleasure and life expectancy, it is a reasonable compromise. Do you know how to identify the convenience foods that are robbing you of your mobility? 10. Instant noodles. The convenient enemy of your mobility. While its impact on the body after 60 is concerning, instant noodles seem to be the ideal answer for convenience. Composed largely of refined flour and chemical additives, it provides relatively little nutritional value. A meal rich in calories, low in fiber, protein, and micronutrients, components necessary to preserve muscle mass. Among the main disadvantages of instant noodles is their very high level of salt. A single serving can provide more than half of the recommended daily intake of this mineral. Too much sodium encourages fluid retention, which makes the legs swollen and sore. In addition, it increases blood pressure, which hinders proper blood flow to the muscles. The chemical additives in the flavors that come with pasta are another cause for concern. Often connected to chronic inflammatory processes are preservatives, dyes, and monosodium glutamate. Even when minor, these inflammations impair joint function and accelerate muscle deterioration. A lack of fiber increases the glycemic index of pasta, which in turn increases blood sugar levels. Glycemic instability affects insulin activity, preventing muscles from effectively using energy. A poor diet can turn a simple walk to the store into a strenuous struggle. Even the most tempting sweets can hide dangers for your legs. 9. Industrialized cakes. The temptation that destroys your muscles. Industrial cakes smell of youth and taste of joy, but they hide components that seriously harm the health of the legs. Full of processed sugar, hydrogenated fat, and synthetic preservatives that disrupt metabolism and irritate the body. These items contain sugar that disrupts insulin function and encourages the accumulation of body fat. This not only causes overweight, but also establishes a bad metabolic scenario to preserve muscle strength. The presence of trans fats, used to improve taste and shelf life, is another important aspect of these cakes. These fats lower good cholesterol and increase bad cholesterol, compromising blood flow. Poor blood circulation deprives the leg muscles of necessary nutrients and causes them to deteriorate. Eating industrial cakes regularly is also linked to persistent inflammation, a leading cause of muscle weakness. Emulsifiers and dyes, among other ingredients, influence the immune system and cause inflammatory reactions. More discomfort, less mobility, and a cycle of sedentary lifestyle that drives muscle loss are the results. Although delicious, these cakes lack high nutritional density. Often, the convenience of eating meals leads us to thoughtless decisions. Making homemade cakes using wholemeal flours, fruits, and natural oils can be as practical as buying a ready-made product. Your muscles will appreciate additional firmness as you re-educate your taste buds. And about dairy, do you know the hidden risks to your legs? 8. Ultra-processed cheeses, the double attack on your joints. While they look convenient and delicious, ultra-processed cheeses like processed spreads and slices hide serious leg hazards. Rich in sodium and saturated fats, these foods affect the muscular and vascular system doubly. Sodium promotes fluid retention and increases blood pressure. Saturated fat compromises the flexibility of blood vessels, impairing circulation. The legs become more swollen, uncomfortable, and heavy as a result of this combination. Ultra-processed cheeses often include preservatives and phosphates that alter the body's mineral balance. Two minerals vital for muscle contraction and bone health, calcium and magnesium, are directly affected by this. Another significant aspect is that these cheeses lack good quality protein. Unlike artisanal cheeses, ultra-processed cheeses go through industrial methods that reduce their nutritional density. Have you ever noticed that after a meal rich in processed foods, the body feels heavier and less energetic? This is genuine and results from the demineralizing and inflammatory action of these items. Over time, the absence of necessary nutrients leads to bone weakness and a decline in muscle performance. A good way to maintain health is to replace these items with fresher, less processed cheeses. Now let's find out how even the most refreshing pleasures can compromise your health. 7. Industrial ice cream. The pleasure that turns into chronic pain. Although they pose a danger to the health of the legs after the age of 60, industrial ice creams are popular on hot days. These items are very caloric and inflammatory, as they contain saturated fats with significant levels of refined sugar. This type of diet causes increases in blood sugar and then rapid drops that put muscle energy at risk. This instability makes the legs weak, heavy, and more susceptible to exhaustion. Ice cream, especially low-quality ice cream, contains saturated fat that harms the cardiovascular system. Oxygenated blood has difficulty reaching the extremities of the body, including the legs. The result is a feeling of numbness, tingling, and even continuous cramping. In addition, industrial ice creams have artificial colors and thickeners that aggravate body inflammation. One of the main causes of damage to joints and muscle tissues is this silent inflammation. Continued use of these items encourages digestive abnormalities that influence the absorption of vital nutrients. Without nutrition, the body cannot remain stable and strong over time. Another important factor is that these meals do not provide any real nutritional value. Each morsel robs the body of the opportunity to strengthen itself. Have you ever stopped to think that even your favorite chocolate could be undermining your mobility? 6. Milk chocolates. The sweet illusion that weakens your legs. Whether as a dessert or pleasure in the middle of the day, milk chocolates are part of many people's routines. But its regular use can have a more serious effect, especially on the legs of people over 60. Rich in sugar and saturated fat, these chocolates promote inflammatory mechanisms that directly influence the joints. High glucose and bad fat together create metabolic overload, which promotes a decline in muscle power. The low cocoa content in milk chocolate is another problem, as that's exactly where the good antioxidants are. Most commercial versions leave a highly processed product loaded with artificial preservatives and sweeteners. These chemicals not only damage the liver and pancreas, but also disrupt the absorption of vital nutrients. The simple sugars in these chocolates are quickly absorbed, causing insulin spikes that rob muscle energy. For people who already find it difficult to maintain lean mass, this volatility is catastrophic. In addition, milk chocolate is sometimes linked to stomach weight growth, which aggravates tension in the extremities. This continuous overload promotes wear and tear on the joints of the knees, hips, and ankles. Healthy substitutions, however, allow happy moments to still happen. Chocolates with a high cocoa content provide antioxidants and flavonoids that help circulation and muscles. The key is in the selection and quantity of what we consume. Have you ever considered that even pre-prepared foods may be compromising your independence? 5. Canned foods. The cocktail of chemicals that paralyzes your muscles. Although very convenient, canned foods have several ingredients that can endanger the health of the legs. Most of these items include chemical preservatives, such as sodium benzoate and nitrite, as well as dyes and salt. These substances are very inflammatory and harm muscle and vascular health. Consumed frequently, they prevent the process of muscle regeneration and oxygenation of the muscles. In addition, the extra salt in canned goods promotes fluid retention, causing heavy and uncomfortable legs. This retention not only causes pain, but can also suggest inadequate circulation and tissue inflammation. The problem worsens as the additional salt stresses the cardiovascular system and compromises the supply of nutrients. The decline in nutritional quality is another worrying aspect of canned foods. What remains is a diet low in minerals and vitamins, but rich in toxins that the body has to fight to eliminate. This metabolic stress depletes energy and compromises muscle performance. Your diet may be more responsible for ongoing tiredness and weakness in your legs than you might think. Additionally, the aluminum found in certain cans can build up in the body over time. Cooking with genuine ingredients, free of synthetic additives, offers almost instant wellness benefits. But the real villains of your mobility may be on your daily plate. 4. Stuffed cookies and snacks, the perfect recipe for physical addiction. Many people's snacks include stuffed cookies and processed snacks, impairing leg strength after 60. These foods are aggressive to the body, full of artificial substances, including colorings, flavorings, and preservatives. Not only do they aggravate the body, but they also stress vital organs like the liver and kidneys. These items are low in minerals, protein, fiber, and high in calories. In other words, they provide a lot of calories and very little nutrition. For the elderly, this is harmful, as the body no longer retains nutrients as it did in youth. A richer, more functional diet is necessary to compensate for the normal loss of muscle mass. Eating foods high in sugar, hydrogenated fat, and salt only accelerates this decline. Trans fats, or the type of fat used in these products, is another significant problem in the modern diet. Not only do they block arteries, but they also hinder the flow of oxygen-rich blood to the muscles. Poor irrigation of the leg muscles results in discomfort, fatigue, and sometimes a feeling of unstable legs. Poor diet combined with impaired circulation establishes the right conditions for varicose veins and chronic pain. Replacing it with natural snacks already completely changes this situation. But the worst of villains may be hidden in something you consume every day. 3. Monosodium, glutamate, the additive that attacks your nervous system. From ready-made seasonings to instant noodles, industrialized foods abound with monosodium glutamate. Although its effects on the human body go beyond taste, this additive is meant to improve the taste of food. For people over 60, regular glutamate intake can be harmful, especially to the muscles. Glutamate affects vital neurotransmitters that control muscle contraction through the neurological system. Those more susceptible to this chemical may experience muscle aches, headaches, and general tiredness. When these impacts appear on the legs, they produce sensations of heaviness, stiffness, and sometimes slight tremors. As the body becomes more susceptible to excitotoxic chemicals, the problem worsens with age. In addition, monosodium glutamate causes persistent body inflammation, affecting joints, muscles, and blood vessels. This inflammation compromises muscle function and circulation in the extremities. Poorly oxygenated legs increase the likelihood of muscle weakness, cramps, and loss of mobility. This additive also affects energy metabolism by altering muscle glucose consumption. This reduces the effectiveness of the muscle in transforming energy into strength, compromising basic activities such as climbing stairs. Product labels hide glutamate under various headings, including flavor enhancer, yeast extract, and others. Now let's expose the 2 worst vitamins that can compromise the strength of your legs. 2. Excess vitamin A, the supplement that destroys your joints. Vitamin A is necessary for various bodily processes, including vision, immunity, and skin integrity. But too much vitamin A, particularly from supplements, can be harmful to the leg muscles. After the age of 60, the body struggles more to metabolize and excrete this vitamin, increasing harmful accumulations. Muscle pain, particularly in the legs and back, is among the most prevalent signs of hypervitaminosis A. This pain can be confused with joint or spinal difficulties. In addition to pain, evident indicators include muscle weakness and difficulty climbing stairs or walking. Excess vitamin A also hinders the absorption of other vital minerals, including magnesium and calcium. Without these minerals, muscles cannot contract and relax properly, promoting fatigue and leg cramps. In addition, the accumulation of vitamin A in the liver can impair energy generation, compromising muscle function. Excess vitamin A has another adverse effect: bone demineralization, especially in the legs and hips. This compromises the bones and increases the likelihood of fractures. Vitamin A supplements should only be used under medical guidance and always in regulated amounts. Occurring naturally in foods such as liver, egg yolks, and carrots, vitamin A in a balanced diet is sufficient. But we finally come to the most dangerous vitamin for your legs after the age of 60. 1. Excess. Vitamin D, the bone protector that can become your enemy. Often linked to bone health, excess vitamin D is especially recommended for the elderly. But few people realize that their excess can have major negative effects, even on the legs. Hypervitaminosis D results from a buildup of this vitamin in the body, causing muscle pain and weakness. It is accompanied by weakening and loss of motor coordination. Unlike other vitamins, vitamin D is fat-soluble and is stored in adipose tissues. Too much vitamin D can lead to higher levels of calcium in the blood, sometimes called hypercalcemia. This results in stiffness in the legs, muscle burning, cramps, and joint pain. Too much vitamin D can also lead to unnecessary calcification of soft tissues, including muscles and tendons. This means that places such as knees, calves, and thighs can become stiffer and more uncomfortable under exertion. What should be a protective chemical becomes one of wear and restriction. Older adults who take high doses of vitamin D without medical supervision are at higher risk of these problems. Another problem is that large doses of vitamin D can harm the kidneys, which are responsible for the mineral balance in the blood. Vitamin D supplementation should always be adapted depending on laboratory tests and medical advice. Too much can be just as dangerous as too little for the health of your legs. Regain the power of your legs with these changes. After all this information, it is clear that the strength and health of our legs are linked to our daily choices. But don't be discouraged. It's never too late to change and regain vitality. Start today by making small substitutions in your diet. Swap industrialized products for fresh, natural foods. Include lean proteins, vegetables, fruits, and whole grains in your meals. Hydrate properly to help eliminate toxins and improve blood circulation. Remember that movement generates movement. Even short, gentle walks on a daily basis can make a huge difference in the strength of your legs. Consult a healthcare professional before beginning any vitamin supplementation. Each body is unique and needs individualized monitoring. The key to strong, healthy legs lies in balance. Balance in diet, exercise, and adequate rest. Visualize the autonomy and freedom you will have by keeping your legs strong and active for many years. Imagine being able to continue doing all the activities you love, without limitations or pain. You have the power of choice, and every healthy choice is a step toward a fuller life. Commit to your health and well-being today. Your legs will thank you, and your quality of life will improve significantly. The future with mobility and independence is within reach. Make these changes now, and walk confidently into the next few years of your life.